There's a stark reality we need to face today. Motivation alone won't carry you to your goals. It's been glorified, plastered across social media, celebrated in viral videos, and woven into the fabric of productivity culture. But let's be real. What happens when motivation fades? What happens when the spark that once ignited your passion starts to flicker out? The answer lies not in waiting for motivation to come back, but in cultivating something far more powerful: discipline. Motivation is often fleeting, unpredictable. It's the rush of dopamine that surges when you set a goal and envision success. It's the initial spark, the high you get from starting something new, from the idea of change. But the truth is, dopamine, the neurotransmitter most commonly associated with motivation, doesn't stick around long. The brain craves novelty, and soon enough, that initial excitement fades into the background, leaving you with a sense of emptiness. Take, for instance, the example of hunger. It's a basic form of motivation. The brain signals that you need food, and suddenly, you're driven to eat. But motivation, unlike the drive for sustenance, doesn't always serve your long-term needs. Humans, with their complex desires, are driven not just by basic needs, but by lofty goals: building careers, achieving success, becoming better versions of themselves. But none of this happens unless we can sustain our drive, even when that initial motivation wears off. That's where discipline comes in. Unlike motivation, discipline is rule-based. It's the ability to follow through even when the emotional drive is gone. Think about the discipline required to stick with an exercise routine. The goal might be better health or building strength, but the key is in the consistency, the rules that dictate how often and when you train. Motivation might have gotten you into the gym the first time, but it's discipline that will keep you coming back day after day, even when your energy is low or your motivation is gone. Discipline isn't easy. It requires creating structure and sticking to it, no matter the emotional state you're in. But here's the twist. Dopamine is involved in discipline too. It's just not the fickle, fleeting rush you get from a motivational quote or an inspirational video. Discipline taps into a deeper, more sustainable source of dopamine, one that rewards you for consistent effort toward a meaningful goal, even when motivation isn't there. There's a clear distinction. Motivation is often impulsive, driven by short-term emotional states. It comes in waves and fades away. Discipline, however, is sustained by a broader vision, an overarching goal, and the rules that guide your daily actions. It can override the temporary lack of motivation. While motivation might push you through the initial steps of a challenge, discipline will carry you through when the going gets tough. The problem with today's culture of constant motivational content is that it's designed to give you a quick dopamine hit. A few seconds of feel-good energy, but nothing substantial. It doesn't build long-term focus. Instead of helping you forge discipline, it keeps you distracted, craving another motivational boost. So how do we balance motivation and discipline? Here's how. Avoid consuming motivational content in the early part of your day, when your brain is already primed with dopamine. Curate your content to remind yourself that discipline, setting clear goals, and following a defined process will take you further than fleeting motivation. Channel your energy into building the habit of discipline, focusing on what needs to be done to achieve your goals rather than relying on sporadic bursts of motivation. The real secret to success doesn't lie in the next motivational quote or viral video. It's in building the strength to act even when you don't feel like it. Discipline doesn't rely on mood or emotion. It's a constant that propels you forward, even when the waves of motivation have long passed. And that, my friends, is how you go from fleeting inspiration to lasting achievement.